Hello, this is my response to the assignment. So, with the Nakarima culture, I think the article showed through satire that cultural practices encouraged a respectful and objective look at one's own culture. As an American, the satire of the article really showed a lot of the like stereotypes and stuff that other people might see our culture and kind of interpret. And I think I found the article an enjoyable read that tied both American stereotypes with satirical look at history. I think looking at cultures with context can help us understand cultures we are not fully understanding of. Using actual historical events to um, chronicle the history of this culture was quite exciting to see, since it demonstrates that the author understood that history can be written truthfully, such as using Washington's chopping of the cherry tree as a starting off point for the beginning of the uh, Nakarama culture, even though the event of Washington chopping down the cherry tree is not an actual historical event, but is something that within our culture most people understand. So, one thing that I think that other cultures can look at American culture and be confused or unsure how it ties into our culture are the idea of tattoos. Now, tattoos started out originally as a way for more marginalized communities within our country to be able to symbolize that they belong with each other or to express themselves, mostly from um, convicts or sailors, people in the armed forces. And and as this adds a way for people to tell stories of their traditions, spirituality, and the societal roles, this allows the people who become the children of all these marginalized people in these communities to see these tattoos, and it allows them to observe them, to admire them, and to see how they can get them as well, how they can tell their own stories, put their own ideas and their own interests as an art form on their bodies. And this has been cemented within the American culture, and oftentimes it can be seen as a foreign concept to other cultures. But there are cultures where this is acceptable and understood, like Samoans, who see this as tattoos as a way to symbolize things they have done within their culture or for their roles within their societal structure. Just like most things, tattoos have evolved over time. Originally, they were a very crude, painful process that ultimately the ink didn't last very long and could have caused health concerns because of the ink used was not very good to be within the human skin. But as time has gone on, technology has evolved to the point where tattoo guns are relatively painless, the ink lasts much longer, and as time goes on, these things will improve and tattoos will last longer. They'll become even more vibrant and colorful than they are now. And tattoos in previous generations were seen as a way to symbolize societal roles or accomplishments, or in order to have more marginalized communities be able to signify to each other that they belonged to said communities. It is now seen more of as a fad and more of a style, where your body is the canvas and the tattoos are the art, allowing you to express yourself in any way you see fit, which can allow people to engage in conversations. And not only conversation, but allows people to admire what you have, allows people to get the ideas of what they would like tattooed on them. And it further spreads the awareness of tattoos, the appeal of them, and further just cements it within our culture, which I believe is a net positive because it allows for that communication in that art form, and it allows for people to understand one another better by the ink that they have tattooed onto their bodies. And I believe it is the Secret Ink Tattoos Placed in Contemporary American Culture by Derek John Roberts, published in the Journal of American Culture, June 2012, Volume 35, Issue 2, page 153 to 156, where he states that there are two different types of people: those who wear tattoos and those who have tattoos, whereas those who have tattoos oftentimes do not display them for everybody else to see, and it's more of a personal art for yourself, things that you don't necessarily have to show others, while people who wear tattoos have theirs out plain as day for everybody else to see, to view, and to admire. And I think that helps contribute a lot to art culture and helps cement what our culture tends to be, even if other cultures may view it as weird or unnecessary.